the commercial review tells users how to interpret the location in question. There are 3 different categories of commercial review that Mapmax has listed in order for you, the user, to assess if this is the best location for your particular good or service. The first talks about return. And in the map page review and how to use tutorial, we discussed all the different features. And this basically explains why the return is so important. It's important to know your demographics. It's important to know your customer base. It's important to know where they're coming from, transportation they use, what goods and services they're likely to need, and what destinations close to your location they're going to visit, because that will generate business. The second option of property review is also extremely important. And it sounds obvious, but it is often overlooked. How much visibility does your actual location have? Is it very prominent? Is it easy to see? Will people know that you're there? What kind of signage can you get? You have to negotiate with landlords. You have to look at the coding of the particular jurisdiction of your location. As a business, get the best sign and the biggest and the brightest that you possibly can. Easy accessibility. How easy is it to get to your location? It's important to be seen. It's important to have a big sign, but can customers actually get there? And in order to assess this, you have to see, depending on where you are, city or suburb, but is it right by a train station in the city? Is it by a bus stop? Do people walk along this street or avenue frequently? In the suburbs, is there a curb cut that is an easy in for cars? Is there an easy exit? If you're selling coffee, are you on the going to work side of a road where people are liable to just go in and take out a coffee and go to work? These are things that you have to consider. How easy is it to get to your site? And is it easy for the people going in that direction who will have a need and a use for your product? Demographics are a given. Mostly you want the strongest demographics you possibly can for a business. You want density and you want income that can afford your product. The generators are important. Are people going right by you, either walking or driving? And do your demographics that are going right by you and are in your Raton community, the customer base that has a need and a use for your product? Likewise, generators, people going to different places, generating business, and those people are going by your site and they have a need and a use for your product, and they'll go to your establishment. And again, evaluate competition carefully. Study generators carefully. And as a summary, take all of these things into consideration when you're trying to choose the best location for your particular product. Lastly, often overlooked, topography. Look at the topography of your site. For example, is there a barrier close to your site? You may have a demographic diversity, which is good for your product. You may have a strong income level. You may have a lack of competition in your particular category of product, and you might have a high demand. But are you in a position so that people can't get around the lake to get to you? They can't cross over a mountain or a stadium or an airport or some kind of a topographical barrier that's going to prevent them from accessing your location and becoming your customer. It's all about visibility and accessibility and the strength of your surrounding community, as well as the good and service being of high quality and a good price. That's what makes a successful business. Visit Mapmax.online